More than a rock and roll book, it's personal. Every rock and roll book promises the same thing: wild nights, louder amps, and tales from the edge. But the truth is, a real rock and roll book isn't just about the sex, drugs, rock and roll, or the chaos. It's about what happens when the lights go out and the crowd disappears. Mine isn't another collection of recycled and road stories. It's personal. The rise, the wreckage, and the raw truth that never made the headlines. It's also about my family. So if you like books about crazy families, it's all here as well. The reality behind my rock and roll book. When people pick up a rock and roll book, they expect the backstage drama, the excess, and the familiar rhythms of fame and fallout. But this story isn't just about the music, it's about survival. It's about what happens when you chase the sound that once saved you and how it almost destroys you in the process. Most books on rock and roll focus on glory. Mine looks closer at the grind. From sleeping in vans to sold-out shows, the pages dig into the in-between moments that make the music real. That's the heartbeat of any honest rock and roll book. It hits harder when it comes from truth. The connection to other lives and stories. Every autobiography by famous people, and I was famous in my day, shares one thing: the need to tell the truth in a world built on illusion. Whether it's a singer, actor, or writer, the motive's the same: a need to make sense of a life lived in public. I read those autobiographies by famous people collections as a kid, searching for some reflection of my own chaos. Now I realize they weren't guides, they were warnings. That's what makes a rock and roll different from the rest. It's the loudest form of confession. It's where you learn that guitars don't heal everything and fame doesn't fix your heart. If anything, it magnifies the noise inside. Why this isn't just another celebrity autobiography? You can't fake truth and you can't ghostwrite soul. A celebrity autobiography might sell because of the name on the cover, but a real rock and roll book sells because it bleeds. Mine doesn't hide behind PR polish. It's stripped down, raw, and messy, like an unmastered demo that somehow hits harder than the finished track. I wanted this story to feel like a jam session, unpredictable, human, and flawed. That's the difference between another celebrity autobiography and a story like this. The chords are off, the solo's too long, but it's real. That's all that matters. What makes books on rock and roll worth reading? There's a strange power in words when they come from a place of noise and silence. Good books on rock and roll remind us that rebellion has a cost. Behind every anthem lies a broken night, a missed call, or a friendship burned. My rock and roll book doesn't shy from that, it dives into it. Each chapter hums with the same tension that lives in the music: loud verses, quiet bridges, and a chorus of regret and redemption. That's what turns pages. That's what makes it more than just another rock and roll book. The message beneath the music. At the end of it all, this isn't about fame, guitars, or girls. It's about humanity. Every rock and roll book is secretly a search for forgiveness. Mine too. If someone reads it and finds a piece of themselves in the noise, then the chaos was worth it. I've read plenty of autobiographies by famous people that left me cold. Beautiful writing, but no pulse. I wanted to do the opposite, write a rock and roll book that thumps with life, scars, and all. Because that's what being real sounds like. If you're looking for another glossy celebrity autobiography, this one might not be for you. But if you want honesty, noise, and the stories that shaped a life, mine, then maybe it's time to turn the first page. My rock and roll book isn't just about the past, it's a soundtrack to surviving it. In the end, books about rock and roll stay in demand because they never fade out. They leave feedback ringing in your head, a reminder that every story, like every riff, deserves to be heard. But this story isn't just about the music, it's about survival. It's about what happens when you chase the sound that once saved you and how it almost destroys you in the process.